This is ContactTalkRadio.com. Consciousness in action. And you are taking action into your consciousness by tuning into Contact Talk Radio.
And on TuneIn.com, Hing.fm, and UpSnap Mobile.
Contact Talk Radio.
You're listening to Dear Venus with your host, Venus Andrecht.
Well, hi everybody. How are ya? Today is February 19th, 2013. And here's the topic. I'm going to talk about how I do readings for you, how I do readings for people, pets, plants, whatever. I'm going to even probably mention a few different ways other readers do things that I've talked to. And I have other things I'd like to chat about if we have the time, so we'll see what happens, okay? Let me give you my phone number, or the studio number. Not my number. Oh, no, not my number. You're all over the world. You could be ringing at any time of the day or night. Studio number, you can call today. You can call every Tuesday when I'm live here. And dead the rest of the time, right? Oh, I don't know what's wrong with me. I had a cup of tea before we started, but I don't think it did anything bad to me. Anyway, here's a number. You can use it all over the world, and you can call me on my live show. And as you know, I'm a medium, empath, telepath, clairvoyant of all different kinds. I work with energies to make things change and good things happen. I just do my best in all ways. Here's the number, 1-877-230-3062, 1-877-230-3062, all countries. You know, I mentioned I just had a cup of tea. Sometimes I wonder what would it be like if I had a glass of wine before I went on air. But you know what? I don't have the nerve to try it. I have enough trouble with myself. Sometimes I actually get better when I've been drinking, but you never know. All right, let me just read you a short testimonial about the work I do, because I do read for you on air for free, and I do a lot of readings over the phone or Skype for people all over the world, and I work by the minute. You can find out all about me on my website, GodIsAlwaysHappy.com. This is from a lady named Melissa, and she said, I have spoken to you once on the radio, and you are amazing. You changed my life and helped with my situation more than you will ever know. My husband had left me, and I had a 6-month-old baby. Because of you, we were able to reconcile, and we are still married today. This was 5 years ago when we spoke. You are truly amazing. Gee, and I wish I could remember what that one was all about, but it has been 5 years. Please let me know about tomorrow or whenever. And anyway, she's asking for a phone reading, and no telling what we're going to get into then. Thank you, Melissa. That was very sweet of you to tell me about that. It makes me feel really happy when I feel I'm doing what I think of as good. But let's go into our topic today. I'm going to talk about readings. And I think I'll start by saying, you know, I've had readings of many, 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 many readers and psychics, or whatever you want to call us. We're all different kinds and types. And I started when I was quite young, in my teens. My mother loved to get readings, and she would do tea leaf readings for fun, and she would do tea leaf readings, and what the heck else would she? You know, she's been dead now a little over 2 years. How could I possibly forget the other things she did? Well, it'll come to me. I think I'm probably already going out of my head here. I'm kidding. Anyway, my mother was very, very intuitive. She did the mojo. She taught me how to do those good energy things, to bring in the good energy. She was very, she did palm reading. Okay, so, and we go to all different kinds of psychics and readers, so I was used to it, and I just enjoyed it. You know how much fun it is. It could be a lot of fun. But you need to figure out what you're doing and what they're like, and you have to be on your toes. You can't believe everything they say, including me, you know. I always tell you that. But there was a lady I talked to, it was a few years ago, 8 years ago now, I don't remember. And she's in the Eastern time zone, I'm in the Pacific, and we set the date and time for our reading, which was earlier in the day, my day. And she kept putting it off, emailing me, I can't do it now, we'll do it later, we'll do it at da-da-da-da. You know, she didn't read for me until 12:30 a.m. her time. Clear the next day. I was up at 9:30, for the reading. I've been waiting all day, and you know, a lot of times I'm in bed at 8 or 8:30. I mean, I wear myself out during the day. I just plunk into bed, bam, I'm out. But what I remembered is she kept mentioning, didn't ask her, she kept mentioning this terrific man that was coming in. And she told me all about him and this and that and where he was from and yada yada. And I got all excited. And then years later, I realized it was one of my ex-husbands who wanted to get back with me. Well, I'd already done that one, so I was kind of disappointed. So, I mean, be careful what you get excited about. Recently, I talked to another lady who'd been highly recommended to me, and she's a very nice lady. She did take a very long time before she got into it. I think she said it for, she does hour readings for a set fee. Of course, I don't do it that way. I do it by the minute because, if I can get more done a lot faster, I do. And I can save you money by moving really quickly or not, depending on what kind of work you need, what we uncover or what we're slogging through. But I always found like if I set a half an hour set time, it would be like I'd be over and done, and then what are we going to do? And I found that with other readers, too. This particular reader did what a lot of them do, and she spent a lot of time getting into it, telling me about her life and the things that had happened and her belief systems and how it worked and what this was all about. And, of course, I think I know a lot because, I do the work myself, but I wasn't going to be rude and say, lady, get to it. Because I felt like this was her way of getting into a reading. And I've noticed other psychics who do that. They'll take a long time before they get caught up in you or whatever, and they can start doing the reading. And then I normally find with most readers, they just go 10 minutes and then they're done. And they say, do you have any questions? And you might as well not ask any questions because normally from there on they just go on with opinion and logic and what they're thinking. I'm not that kind of reader. I don't even think of myself as a psychic, and I'll get into that in a minute. This lady gave a lot of her personal stories, and I kept thinking, come on, tell me about me. I'll talk more about that later. I don't want to hear about you. Anyway, she did say something kind of funny. She said, your mom, who's passed over, of course, is with you in the bathroom a lot. Why is your mother in the bathroom? Did you just remodel it or something? I said, no, it's because I'm always in it. Because, remember, I had that, as it turned out, a bacteria for many, many years in my gut. And so I was always in the bathroom. Nobody knew what was wrong with me. And then recently I got something else. I think I ate something bad and I was having trouble again. So, yeah, I'm always in the bathroom a lot. Like I'm easy to find. Come on in. Here I am. So I thought that was good. She did come through with some really good things and some things that weren't. That's normal. When I'm working, and when anybody's working as a reader, if you're a reader or you want to be, take some of these ideas to heart. I got to be careful to keep myself out of the reading. I don't give you personal opinions unless I tell you it's my opinion. Otherwise, it's always what I'm seeing and hearing. And sometimes I read and people say, after I've been through the whole thing, but ask the beings what they think. And I have to say, well, that's what I've been doing right along. I am doing that. It's just colored by my personality as I say it because I have to filter it so it's understandable sometimes and put it in my own language. And I have to figure out what they're doing. So, yeah, it comes through me. But I do try and remember, if it's my opinion, I say, this is what I would do, or this is my opinion, this is what I personally, I'm involved in this. Okay, so let's go into the details here. Let's say you set an appointment with me, and the way you do that is you go to my website, GodIsAlwaysHappy.com, and you look for readings, where you can read about me and what I do and how I do it. You can find testimonials from a lot of people, and I haven't revised that for a long time. One more job. And then you fill out a form, and you mail it to me, email it to me. This way I know when you cannot chat with me, and I know your time zone, because if I don't know any of that, I can't set a time. So the day of the appointment, I usually call you. However, if you're overseas, you call me, or we use Skype. And we start out we chat a moment or a few, and I get your credit card number. And I tell you that the time starts when I check my iPhone. And that's what I do. You know, sometimes I'll be getting the credit card number and chit-chat, and they'll say, have we already started? Have we started? Is this part of it? And I go, no. I'll tell you. I got an iPhone here, and we're going to use my iPhone. I know it's accurate. And I'll tell you when we start to the minute. And I always tell people, keep an eye on your own phone or your iPhone or your clock. And anytime you want to stop, you just say, Venus, stop the clock. We got to stop here. And I will stop the clock. I say, you're always in charge. Anyway, so that's what we do to start. Then I start the clock, like 10:02 a.m. or whatever it might be. And then I immediately ask you what you want me to do for you. Like, what is your problem or your situation briefly, and who are the people involved, dead or alive? I need first names, ages, hair color, your work, their work, or when they died, of what, etc. I need all this because it's just how I hang on to or latch on to people. There's a ton of people out there by the name of Tom or Mary Ellen or whatever it might be, dead and alive, and I got to find the right one, folks. This ain't easy. So it helps if I can just, I don't know that I really get a picture. I get a feel, or I latch onto a vibration. It's like once you tell me that, and maybe I'll start saying their name over and over, and then I feel them coming, and then I get this picture of them coming. Not a detailed picture, although sometimes it is, and then I go from there. But after I've gotten that information, most of the time I go, first of all, and I find you. I get into your head. I make a connection. I'll often tell you what I'm feeling, sensing about you. And next I go and find the people that are involved in your situation. And I'll say things about them. Often I'll just say this or that. Does this sound like them? Oh, yeah. Okay, that I just need to know that I have the right person again. And then I hear things in my head. I see things in my head. I feel things. Sometimes it's like I'm looking outwards into the air in front of me and like in a different area or vibration, and I see and hear things that way too. It's kind of hard to explain if you don't do it yourself. And to tell you the truth, I'm pretty accurate. I tell you things that you may be thinking or feeling, and the same with other people, and I'm often told that what I am saying is what the person would say or says later. People always tell me, oh my God, he said almost the same things, or he said the very same things you said in his head. I can't believe it. And I used to work in person with people. I don't do that anymore. But they would come to me and I would work with them, and people always remarked about how I would take on the other person's mannerisms, even the voice. I became the person that I was in. I'm very good at that, for whatever it's worth. But, you know, it is kind of odd when you become somebody else, dead or alive, and you start making movements like they always did, and sounding like them. So, and you know, I've never met you or these people. Now, I probably never will. And yet I know you and I know them. And honestly and truly, I feel like you're all my friends. And you stick with me. You know, once we're connected, we are always connected. You can't shake me. And in real life, if you want to call it that, you know, my everyday life, I cannot see or not talk to someone in years and years, and when I see them, I'm over the moon, happy to see them, and everything's right there, but they aren't. I still feel close to them, but they don't feel it for me, and I think that's very sad, because I'm instantly connected, and they're not, or they think they're not. I think they just don't know they are. But back to the readings I do. I just get to work. Once I do the things I mentioned, I just get to work. Sometimes energy jumps through me to you or a situation, and I may yelp or make a lot of noise. You've heard me do the mojos on the radio. And I'll do similar but maybe shorter while I'm working with somebody. Not always. It's kind of like having Tourette syndrome. You know, it surprises me too. I usually am apologizing. Oh, I'm so sorry. Especially if they don't know me or haven't heard me. I have to explain what that was all about. And I seem able to take situations, people, energies, and work them around into better directions. Not always, of course, because we all have free will, and who knows what's going out there with destiny and all of that. But I am pretty good at that, too, for some reason. It may be because I always work with good intent. I always feel goodwill for people and situations, and I try not to judge you. Because it's really true, when you're walking in someone else's shoes like I do with you, you really can't judge them. You understand why they do things. And I believe what the beings told me, we're all God having experiences, and it's fine with me. I find you fascinating, in fact. And sometimes I see the future in your life, but that's not my focus. My focus is more like healing things, healing your hearts, situations, helping you on your journey, helping you understand your life and issues, bringing good into your life, helping you to cope and understand situations and people in your life. Other readers have called me a clarifying counselor. But yeah, sometimes future does just come on in, and sometimes when you ask me to look, I can see. It's not been my focus, but I like it when I get it. And you know what? Readers need to keep their belief systems out of readings. I just hate it when a reader runs out her whole philosophy on me. I usually think it's a bunch of crap. You know me. I just feel that way about past lives, karma, soulmates, and the fact that maybe you have trouble with your foot because you're afraid to step forward into life. No, I broke my ankle. I'm thinking of myself right here. Somebody would say, well, your ankle, your foot hurts because you're afraid to step out in life. Listen, folks, I am not afraid of that. That's one of the things I am not afraid. I will jump off a cliff and just to see what happens. I'm like that. I like adventures. So I don't subscribe to that system, and I don't think it's your fault that you're sick. Unless, there's sometimes that it's your fault. You do things that bring it on, but I don't mean I think it's that you were bad in some other lifetime, or I just don't. There was a reader, I remember her name now, but I won't say it. We'll call her Sylvia. It's not that Sylvia, so we better call her a different name. How about Dana? I started going to her when I was really young, in my early 20s, went to her for years. She read the cards, and she was mainly mediocre, but I really liked her, and once she was just spot on. Oh, my God, she was so good about something so bizarre. And then I didn't see her for a number of years, and last year or so, I saw her. I went to one of her talks, her classes. Oh, my goodness. Had she ever changed? She was still heavy, but instead of her hair being black, it was orange. And, of course, she was a whole lot older. And she just spent maybe an hour talking about past life and reincarnation, and people would ask about somebody who died. Oh, they've already reincarnated. And she just went through, it was a basket load of stuff, and I had my head in my hands practically. I don't know what happened to that woman, but she sure took on a bunch of saddlebags of old stuffy stuff, and it was just very, very hard to sit there and take it. Anyway, and I know that I mention my belief system sometimes, but let's face it, my belief systems, as the beings tell me, they're pretty simple, and it cuts out all the stuff that's so popular now. And yeah, I know it's another belief system. We all seem to need them, and I just feel like, they're just temporary. We'll get rid of them at some point, go to others, and maybe hopefully get rid of them all at some point in our lives. And one more thing. Sometimes you'll ask me your questions and when you're working with me, and you want answers, and I totally get it. You want to know why your boyfriend left you, or why your mother said that mean thing, or whatever it might be. I know, I've been there. I know all about it. You want what you want. And instead of that, I'm getting information about something in your life that usually turns out to be more important according to the beings. And I can't do anything about that, but I do try eventually to get comments on what you want from them. But sometimes they just sort of run off with me. I just noticed, oh my goodness, it's past break time. Well, just got so involved with myself there. Let's do this. Let's take a short break. I'll be back. Got a few more things to mention to you. Then we'll take some calls. Okay? Venus Andrecht with the Dear Venus Show.
Do you love and benefit from the good energy mojos that Venus has on her website? Do you sometimes feel it when she tosses mojos to you on her radio show? If so, you will extra like her paintings and wall switches, because as Venus paints, she fills her work with powerful, good energy mojos. Venus says, when you have these on your walls, your home or workplace is always filled with good mojo to help things in your life go better for you. When you purchase this very popular art from Venus, she also puts a personal mojo in the piece just for you. You can see and purchase all this great energy art on artmojos.com. That's artmojos.com. Intentionally bring more power of the universe into your life. Many people say that Venus's paintings are always working for them. Let them work for you, too.
Some people tell me they listen to my archive radio shows at night because I put them to sleep. When I complain, they say, "Oh, it's the sound of your voice, Venus. I love it because it relaxes me." Well, okay, that's good then. You can find all my archive shows on iTunes, Pinterest, and YouTube. To find my live and other archive shows, please go to my website, GodIsAlwaysHappy.com, and look under radio on my site. That's GodIsAlwaysHappy.com. And sleep tight. Don't let those bed bugs bite.
Want to win a phone reading with Venus? Venus announces a new winner's name every Tuesday on her Dear Venus show. It's easy to get in the possible winner's pot. Go to her website and look for the blue headphones. Click on them, and you'll get a free MP3 mojo from Venus called No Matter What Happens, Everything is Always Okay. People say Venus's mojos bring many good results into their lives. Clicking on the blue headphones puts you on Venus's latest mailing list, where she draws the names for free readings. If you have never clicked on the blue headphones, you're not on the current list. Venus's website is GodIsAlwaysHappy.com. That's GodIsAlwaysHappy.com. And while you're there, look for more MP3 mojos that you can purchase for a nominal price. You'll be surprised at the happy results they may bring into your life. Are you ready to stop suffering over men? Are you seriously ready to be happy? Are you ready to have a great love life? Venus finally found the answers for an emotionally happy love life. She wrote the 5-star book about how you, too, can change your life with certain men, or even certain women. In it, you'll read the horrifying and funny true stories of Venus's former love life, and the true tales of many of her friends and clients, and how they all finally escaped the crying, whining, moaning, emotional trap to find real love and happiness. The ebook is titled Certain Men, How to Unlove Them, Unneed Them, and Replace Them with a Good Guy. It works with certain women, too. People say this book has saved their lives. You can read the first chapter on Venus's website, GodIsAlwaysHappy.com. You can find Certain Men as an inexpensive ebook at all the online bookstores. Certain Men. Are you ready to give them the boot? Are you ready for good love? Certain Men, the ebook by Venus Andrecht, now available at all online bookstores.
You're listening to Dear Venus with your host, Venus Andrecht.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. You know, I just wanted to mention something you may not have heard about. You know Debbie Ford? She works with Deepak Chopra, and she's been with Hay House, and she writes books, The Shadow Side, that kind of thing. Well, I'm sorry to tell you that she died the other night. I heard this, and I was shocked, absolutely shocked. I didn't know she'd been sick. And it turns out she'd had cancer, I guess, for a while. I don't know any details beyond that. I knew her, but not well. I knew her sister much better. I talked to Summer about it yesterday, and she said, Debbie had been throwing a Christmas party at her house in last December. They couldn't make it, and she canceled the party, not because of that, but they thought it was because she was ill. But I'm sorry if this has stunned you as much as it has me. It sort of threw me into a different space, sort of ephemeral, where you realize everything is truly ephemeral, and you never know who's going to get sick, who's going to die young, who's going to go. You just don't know anything, and nobody's exempt. I mean, a lot of people think, oh, somebody's doing such good work in the world, or there's this and that, and yet it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're all God having experiences, and I just wish Debbie well. I really do. Wanted to read you something else on a different note before I go get your calls here. I thought this was kind of fun. Talking about belief systems as we had been, I wanted to read this to you. A lot of you are signed up on my current mailing list, and you get the juicy news, the newsletter that I put out once or twice a month. I try and make it very interesting, but every once in a while somebody will unsubscribe, and often they tell me why. This woman who I know and I worked with for a number of years is unsubscribed, and she left me a note, and she said, "Returning to my Roman Catholic Christian faith, forbidden to receive messages from psychics, mediums, channelers, or mind readers, even though I love Venus. Gotta cut off ties, thanks." She didn't know that I would get the note. So I emailed her back, and I just said I was going to miss her very much, and I loved her too. She emailed me back telling me again how much she loved me and would miss me. I don't know. I just think it's interesting. Isn't life interesting? If we didn't have these things, my gosh, life would be boring. But as for the Catholic Church, I was always kind of drawn to it because it had so much mysticism in it. It was so mystical. And I always thought it leaned that way, But whatever, I will miss her. But we're all on our own journey, and by golly, I'm not one to talk. I've done a lot of strange things in my life and taken lots of odd turns. Next show, every Tuesday I've got a live show, and then they're archived and podcasted. Next show would be February 26th, 2013. Topic is what to do if you hate someone who has wronged you and the hate is hurting you. I've had a few of those in my life. How about you? We're going to talk about it. Then I've got another blog tomorrow, of course, February 20, 2013. I'm probably going to call it Another Good Doctor. And if you read my blog from last week, A Good Doctor, you can pretty much guess what this is about. For my blog, go to my website, godisalwayshappy.com/blog. And you can read my blogs there. You can sign up to get them every week, where it says, I think RSS feed or something like that. Also, I'm on Google Plus, along with Facebook, but Google Plus under Venus Andrecht, small case, all lowercase. I'm there because you can more reliably find me there. Facebook doesn't always or even often put my stuff out unless I pay them. Google Plus under Venus Andrecht, ANDRECHT, all small letters. And after the next break, I'll be back, and I'm going to give you the winner of a free 10-minute reading with me and how you get that. Get into that pod every week. But let's go to our calls here. All right, let's go with May in New Mexico. Hello, May in New Mexico.
Hi, Venus.
Hello. How are ya?
I'm good. How are you? You're wonderful. Good. You don't have to tell me.
Oh, thank you. May, what part of New Mexico? City, town?
Northeastern corner of the state. I live in a village.
Okay.
Very, very quiet, very peaceful.
Okay. Well, I bet your problem isn't quiet or peaceful, right?
No, it's not. It is at the point where my daughter is ready to file charges against this woman, and
well, you want to give us the story? We need to know what's going on. All of us in Radio Land here.
My daughter is a business manager at her school. She is, I told the woman that answered the phone, I told her she was 42. Actually, she's 43 because I'm getting older, too.
We forget that, don't we?
We do. And the custodian is in her 70s. She has been on the job for many, many years. My opinion, she needs to retire because she has one of those hateful, vicious personalities that just wants to tear down everybody that she doesn't approve of for whatever reason.
So does she do this to other people besides your daughter?
She does. She does. Okay. But lately, my daughter is the prime suspect for her.
Okay. Well, what's your daughter's first name?
Sharita.
And what's the custodian's name?
Georgia
and Sharita. Okay, what kind of school is this?
It's a public school.
Okay, grade school, high school, middle school. Okay.
Well, actually, yeah.
Okay. Well, let me just see what I can find out, May. Let me go through you. I'm going to find your daughter, Sharita, right?
Right.
All right, and she does something with the business end. What color is her hair?
Brownish.
And what color is George's hair?
Salt and pepper.
Okay, here we go. We're going for a sleigh ride. For some reason, I saw that. Okay, I'm going into May. May. Got you. This is really making you angry, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you just
she
really...
She needs to retire and go.
Yeah, but once a mother, always a mother, aren't we?
Exactly.
Exactly. You're just really, you're fighting for Bear there. You're ready to take her out. Well, in a sense, you know what I mean. Yeah, okay. Let me go to Sharita. Would you spell that for me, please?
Sherrita.
Okay. Sharita at this public school. Sharita. Well, your daughter's mad, too. She's just had it.
Yeah, she has. She's ready to file charges.
Is she overweight?
My daughter?
Yeah.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure I have the right lady. I'm not trying to insult her or anything.
I mean,
but
she's not terribly obese, but she feels like 25 pounds.
Yeah, she feels like a woman to be reckoned with, frankly.
Oh, she is.
I wouldn't want to tangle with her.
No, because she'll speak her mind.
Okay, yeah, I got her. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right. I can just feel her. I'm just enjoying it. Man, she's like gotten up and turned around and she's facing this woman and she wouldn't hesitate just giving her a sock in the head. Anyway, let me go to Georgia. Georgia, who's 70-something. Georgia. And you salt and pepper. Okay. She's a custodian there. Georgia. Okay. Georgia, let me in. I'm a friend of some people you know. May I come in and talk to you? Just give me a little trouble, so I'm just having to pound on her a bit. May I come in and talk to you? I want to know what's making you unhappy. I just feel like you're very unhappy. What's the problem here? Oh, she thinks that some people think they're better than she is.
Yeah.
And she's thinking, well, you know, it's not that I had to be a custodian or I shouldn't be a custodian. I have education abilities. I should have, would have, could have been something else, or I have been something else, or something all around that, real sticky and messed up. I don't have time to go into it. And so anybody that she thinks is higher than she is in the so-called hierarchy, like a teacher or what your daughter does or whatever, especially somebody she thinks has an attitude, like your daughter has an attitude. I'm not saying it's a bad attitude. It's just like, you know, don't screw with me. She's, you know, that kind of thing.
Right.
She'll go after him.
Right.
I feel that's what she does. Do you know anything about her background?
I know that she has always been like this.
But you don't know her work background or anything?
Well, I think she's been a custodian forever.
Well, okay.
And she remarked to me when she was speaking to me, I said, how come you're not retired? You're 72 years old. She said, I don't want to stay home with my husband all day.
I've heard that before.
Retire. The woman needs to retire.
Well, you know what's happening here is she never feels she did her potential, reached her potential, did what she wanted to do, what she's cut out to do, what she's smart enough to do. And so now it's like the only pleasure she has is staying where she is and just making other people miserable. And somehow in her tangled mind, sort of like a pretzel look, she feels like she's doing more than other people. She's staying longer. She's outlasting them. They've retired, died, or whatever. Here she is. She's still working. See?
Well,
look at me.
In my opinion, she can do and think whatever she wants to do and think. But she needs to stop this because she is causing turmoil to my daughter, who has a very strenuous job anyway. Yes. And she needs to just stop. May. So you and Sharita want me to go into her head and tell her to retire, right? Want her to, or at least to stop with her tongue.
All right. Let me go in her head. Let me go back in her head and see what I can do. Because, you know, I have to be careful that I don't mess with people when I shouldn't. So let me get back in George's head. I feel badly for her, but of course I'm not at the other end of her tongue, you know. I feel badly for her the way her life has gone. Okay, Georgia, I'm going to think as she's thinking, you know what? I deserve to retire. I deserve to have fun. I don't have to stay home with my husband. I can go out all day. I can do volunteer work. I can go to the library and read. I can get a cup of coffee somewhere. I can take a little motorhome and travel. I can do anything I want to do. It's time for me to have fun in my life and to do what I really want to do, which is to have a good time. Let these poor women stay here and suffer. Let them work. I feel sorry for them that they have to work, and I don't have to. I choose to retire, relax, have a good time, be happy, do exactly what I, Georgia, want to do. And I'm just going to show them. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do what's fun for me. I'm going to have a happy life, by golly. And I got a lot of years left, and I'll show everybody and have a wonderful life. Bam! So, it's done. Well, May, I can't promise you anything because this woman is really, she has a big agenda here, but I would be happy for her if she did have fun on her own for herself.
I would be happy for her if she went and had fun.
We want that. Then just keep thinking that. Just keep thinking she's retiring, she's having fun, she can do whatever she wants to, and the fact that she's leaving behind the people there that she's been tongue lashing, they're there to slave and suffer. Ha ha! She's shown them she's retired. So I think that's the way to deal with her. Mm-hmm. All right, May?
Thank you. Thank
All
you
right,
so
darling.
much. Have a great
Thanks
day.
for the call. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Wowza. Wow, we had we had 3 strong personalities there. Wasn't that fun? All right, let's take a short break. I'll be right back. I'm going to take more of your calls. By the way, there's a line free, 877-230-3062. Venus Andrecht with the Dear Venus Show.
Attention business owners and entrepreneurs. Are you looking for help with your online marketing? Or do you need a beautifully designed custom website that you can edit yourself at an affordable price? Contact Heather at StudioThirdEye.com. She will make it happen for you online, from website design, branding, social media, to getting found on the internet. You can reach Heather at StudioThirdEye.com. Heather's professional and fair and has many happy clients from small and mid-sized businesses. Find her at StudioThirdEye.com. That's Studio, ThirdEye.com. Or you can email intuitiveinternet@gmail.com and tell her what you need to accomplish. Heather will make it easy for you.
Hi, I'm Venus's daughter, Summer McStravick. And as they say, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. That's why I think you might enjoy my podcast, Flow Dreaming. It airs live on Tuesday, right before Venus's show. Or you can find it on iTunes or at my website, flowdreaming.com. I work with energy and I look in people's lives just like Venus, except I call what I do flow dreaming, and I teach other people to manifest and create in their lives using this flow energy too. So I hope you'll check out my podcast, Flow Dreaming, on iTunes, CTR, or at flowdreaming.com.
Venus thinks the world needs cheering up. Let me tell you, her blog certainly does that. Every week it's a true story about her life and the people in it. Here are a few comments. Oh, thank you. I am laughing so hard. Every Wednesday it's great to start my day like this. And love, love, love to read your blogs. You always make my day. I have emailed your blogs onto many people this year. And your blogs are profound, prophetic, and wise. They make me laugh and cry and everything in between. And, okay, Venus, I almost spewed coffee out of my nose reading this one. Too funny. By the way, her family subscribes to her blog for their own protection. You can subscribe too. Just look for the orange-colored feed at the top of the blog. You can find the latest and often harrowing adventures in Venus's life at godisalwayshappy.com/blog. That's godisalwayshappy.com/blog.
You're listening to Dear Venus with your host, Venus Andrecht.
Welcome back. Hey, are you wondering what's happened with my portrait idea? Remember I was going to do, and I'm still going to do, portraits of people who have died and pets who have died, and not what they look like, but what they feel like. And I was going to do that and make it available for people who wanted something like that so they could always have them in their home and the feeling that they're there, this and that. And I was asking for your ideas for names. Oh, I got so many names. I just couldn't get back to all of you. There's just too much. I was still working on that. Also, I'm practicing. I'm doing a lot of painting practicing. I've done 2 paintings so far with dead people that I never knew. and with people who I know. See, I want to do practice with people I didn't know, so the people who knew them will say yes or no, this is great, this is right, or not. I'm trying to figure this out. Well, I've done 2 so far. I've gotten really, really good response off them with people who were over the moon with them, so that's good. And so I'm going to do some more practice paintings just to make sure I know what I'm doing. And then sometime, I'm hoping next month, March 2013, I'm going to be giving away a free painting of somebody's pet that's passed over and a free painting of a person who's passed over to somebody who reads my newsletter, the Juicy News. So make sure you're signed up for the Juicy News if you want the details when I get it together. It's not going to be sweepstakes. I'm not going to pull your name. It's going to be where I just choose. Okay? And the Juicy News came out today. I try to have it come out twice a month. I try not to bore you or overwhelm you with stuff. And it's all true stuff. Today the title was, I Never Loved You, This Marriage is Over. About a man 40 years married to his wife. He emails her that from work, along with other things. Oh my goodness. You can imagine what happened next. And I was on the phone with her that day, and that's the story of what happened with him, with her, with the reading, etc., and the aftermath. I think it's pretty interesting. If you're not on the current mailing list, you need to go to my website, where you see the blue headphones, and click somewhere around there. That gets you that free MP3 mojo. No matter what happens, everything is always okay. If you have that, it means you're on the current mailing list. If you don't, you're not on my current Juicy News. And that gets you in the pot to win a reading with me every week, possibly win with me every week. And it also gets you the Juicy News. And then you'll find out about the portrait thing. You can get involved in that. So GodIsAlwaysHappy.com is my website, GodIsAlwaysHappy.com. And my blog website, I don't think I gave that, GodIsAlwaysHappy.com/blog. GodIsAlwaysHappy.com/blog. / not splash. Okay, let's get a winner here. The winner from last week, heard his name called, and I'll be working with him after the show today. And also to Cordelia Giles. She won, I think, week before last, contacted me. I emailed you back. If you're listening, Cordelia, twice, set up a time. I never heard from you. I wonder if you went to my spam box and think that I've just dropped the ball with you. I didn't. Okay, the winner today from our current mailing list who gets a 10-minute phone reading with me is Katie Hunter, Katie Hunter. Katie, this is good through February 25th, 2013. By that I mean you have till then to contact me. Email venus@venusandrek.com or through my website is fine. All right, I think that's all the advertising I'm going to do. Let's get over here. We got work to do, and we've got a mojo to throw out, don't we? Woo, good energy. Let's see. Let's go with Braden. Is that right? Are you there?
Yeah, Braden.
Hi, Braden. How are you?
Been better.
Oh, so you're not so good. How old are you?
I'm 36.
Okay, and what's going on?
Well, I guess it's like a two-part thing. Do you want me to just hit you with it all, or you want to do one at a time?
Well, just briefly, because we're on the radio and we don't have much time.
Well, I recently just got out of a long-term relationship, and I had to drop out of school. I lost my job, and I lost my housing, and I had to move to Montana because I had nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
And I'm currently looking for a job here. Basically, what I would like to know is, what are my chances of salvaging my relationship?
Okay, what's her name? What's her name?
Braden.
No, the girl's name.
Oh, her name is Marina.
Marina. Have I talked to somebody about you before?
You know, it's possible. I don't know. My mom has been listening to you for years.
Aha. Then maybe so. What happened with you and your girlfriend?
I moved in about a year and a half ago, and she's very successful. She owns a nightclub with her brothers, and so she's very financially well set. And so she basically gave me the option, to could look for a job there or just take my time, do whatever I needed to do. I found a job, and the commute was excessive. The hours were excessive. It was affecting my personal life. And it just wasn't worth keeping the job, so I quit, and we decided that I enroll in school. So I enrolled for the spring semester. And
to do what? To learn what?
I would like engineering.
Okay.
But there's a bunch of prerequisites involved in that.
Right.
So
why did you break up?
She told me I needed to move out because I was basically, this is the way I think it happened, is because I was feeling inadequate. And I was drinking to cope with my depression.
Right.
And we talked about it many times, but I just didn't stop. I don't even know why I did it.
Right. Okay. Braden, what color is your hair?
Brown.
Okay. And Marina's how old, and what color is her hair?
She's 33 and blonde.
Okay. Let me just go into you real fast. I have to, on the radio, of course, I can't spend as much time, so we'll do what we can do, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, Braden, I'm going into your head right now. Braden, let me feel you. Oh, you're stuck in gloom, aren't you? Like everything is lost or given up. You're at the end of your rope, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Don't let go of that rope. I see you've let go of the rope. Grab a hold of that rope, would you? All is not lost. Let me go into Marina now. Marina. And she's in what state?
California.
Okay, Marina in California. Marina, 33. I'm a friend of Braden's. Can I talk to you, please? She just lost patience with you.
Yeah.
She just felt like you were never going to change. You were never going anywhere. You always found problems. You made problems, according to her. One thing went to another, went from bad to worse, and she just got tired of it. It was like dragging her down. She didn't know how to fix you, and she finally decided she didn't want to fix you. And I think she was also listening to other people.
Yes.
Okay, and taking their advice. And so the only thing you can do now is make a success of yourself in your own mind. I'm not saying that you've lost her. I'm just saying she doesn't matter right now. The beings are telling me you matter. You have to make a success of yourself in your own mind. Nobody else matters. And they're telling me about you that you can be very successful. You can be very happy in your life. I see a real happy life ahead for you, but you have to grab that rope. Would you please grab that rope? I don't see you grabbed it yet. Would you please grab that rope? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're at the end of your rope and you'd let go, and I don't want that to happen. You grab that rope. You can be at the end of your rope, and I don't care as long as you still have a hold of the rope, right? And then I want you to just climb up that rope like a monkey would or an athlete. Just little by little climb up that rope. I talk to tons of people. I have them in my own family who've lost absolutely everything, and they're a lot older than you are. You know, and this has happened to a lot of people in the last number of years for whatever reasons. A lot of things are changing for all of us. But I want to say I see a lot of happiness ahead for you. I see you happy in a job. I see you laughing. I see you being married and having a family. I don't know if it's her. They're not telling me that. They're leaving that as a surprise, I suppose, as to where and what you end up with. I see you finding your place in life. And they keep telling me to tell you, grab a hold of that rope and don't be a chicken poop. Do you know what we mean by that?
Oh, yeah.
Don't be one of those and give up and feel sorry for yourself and be pining over this girl. I don't want you to do that. That would be chicken poop behavior, okay?
Yeah.
So, they've given you the good news. Now you have to get to work. Don't do it for her. Or you can if you want to, and you could be saying in your head, I'll show her what I can do and be. Do it for yourself, though. You're going to be fine. Please listen to us. You're going to be great. Better than fine. Just get busy, okay? Whatever setbacks hit you, if the rope hits you in the face or you don't get what you want here or there, you haven't found it yet, don't worry about it. Just keep putting one boot in front of the other. Do you wear boots?
Not lately. I mean, when I'm working, that's another thing. Am I going to find work where I am? I mean, I had so much trouble finding work in California. It was like...
Yes, but I see you wearing those boots. They're like work boots. So, yeah, I feel you're going to find work. Find work, find anything while you get your education or whatever else it is you want to do or study, okay?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard me do a mojo?
No.
Oh, boy. Well, I'm going to do one. And when I give a mojo to somebody, it goes out, it splatters off you onto everybody out there in Radio Land, even the archive programs. This is good energy I pull from the universe to help you and to help people. My mom taught me to do this. You can get a free one on my website. I just mentioned how during the break, and your mom can help you with that. And you can listen to it over and over. Then I have a bunch of them there for sale for a nominal price. You can listen to over and over. They really do change things and help most people. I get testimonials all the time. So what I'm going to do for you and for anybody out there is give you courage to move forward, and a love of life and a zest for life, and to know that everything is getting better, but you have to put your hand in it and walk with this getting better energy, okay? Bam, bam! Woo, woo, woo! Mojo, mojo! Bam, bam! Woo, woo! Wow! Bam, bam! Woo! Woo, woo, woo! Woo! I just see a funny picture of you laughing, and you had a great big beak, and you were clacking it together like a bird. I don't know what that means, but it was something fun, okay?
Okay.
Report back, but you better get busy and keep your hands on that rope or I'll be coming after you, and I'm not kidding, okay?
All right.
All right, darling, thanks for the call.
All right.
Bye. He better do what I said. All right. Let's go with Sue. We only have a couple minutes here. Sue in Iowa?
Yeah.
Sue, hello. What can I do for you?
Well, my dad passed away 7 years ago, and the other night I had a dream about him, and he walked into my home, and he turned around and he said, "We need to talk." And then I woke up.
Oh, damn. Don't you hate dreams like that?
I
do. Okay. Sue, how old are you? What do you do? How old was your dad when he passed, and what did he do, and why did he die?
I am 59. Right now I'm unemployed.
Mm-hmm.
My dad, when he passed, I believe he was 82, and he passed from cancer.
Okay. How long ago?
7 years ago.
Okay. And what's his name?
Alan.
Alan?
Yes.
A-L-A-N or A-L-L?
A-L-A-N.
Okay, I saw that one first. Okay, Alan. Okay, Sue, I'm going to whip through you. Whoop, whoop. Don't have much time. Whoop, whoop through Sue. Alan, quick. Come here. We're on a time schedule here, Alan. Here comes somebody. Let me go in. He said, she had a dream. We need to talk. You said, what do you want to talk to her about? What do you want to talk to her about? It's about the way you're living your life? Have you had some concerns about the way you're living your life, Sue?
I've lost my job, and I've been worried about finding another one.
Yeah. Okay, so is that what you're talking about, Alan? Yes, he said something about a thimble or be nimble. Do you sew or do you design or anything?
No,
Be nimble. Maybe it's nimble. You got to be quick to get something. Is there something that's around you that you haven't tried yet and you got to be quick to do it? Does that make any sense?
No.
Okay, well, think about it.
Okay.
You know, I'm just under the gun here time-wise, so I don't have time to go there. So, Dad, Alan, help me out. What else did you want to talk to her about? Is she going to be okay? Is everything going to work out for her all right? He said, yes, it is. He keeps showing me things. Now I'm seeing fabric, like with designs on fabric. What is this all about?
I don't know, because I am not talented in sewing.
Was your mother or anybody around you?
No.
This means something. Okay, Alan, quick. We only have like 2 minutes left. You know, I've trained myself to say whatever I see, even though it seems like I'm off the beam here. What are you trying to show me? Have you done work, or could you do work? It's like I've got the word museums, or places where you would go and be like a security guard, or you would be a volunteer, or, you know, you would work in big places.
I used to work in a big place, but don't care to go that route again.
Okay, but you might want to get a job in a beautiful place or an interesting place like a museum or some places. It could be history. It could be something with an interesting background where there are interesting things and interesting people. And you would be there. Maybe it would be a low-paying job at first. It would go into something. He's trying his best to get this through to me, but it may be something totally different. What did you used to do?
I used to be in IT with computers.
Okay, you work with computers. Well, you know what? think about what I said. I'm sorry I don't have more time to go into this. Alan, I hope you go back and have this dream and you can tell her more in detail, your own detail. But he's pointing you in a direction that apparently you've never been in. So at the least I can tell you is look for something somewhere where you've never been.
Okay.
It would help you a lot along with what else you're doing. And I keep feeling something creative, something interesting, something totally different that will expand you. And I got to go. Oh, I'm so sorry, Sue, to leave you hanging like this, but he's trying his best to get this through. He says, I'm new at this. I got to go. Venus Ann Direct with the Dear Venus Show. Thanks for coming, everybody.